this is Dana Hawk again, and this is our second in our series of cooking with stinging nettle. And we're going to do a dessert, believe it or not, with stinging nettle. Nettle is just to touch a little bit on what we were talking about last time. It is native to California and to many places in the world, many countries in the world, and people do all kinds of things with nettle. And also just to talk a little bit about wildcrafting and ethics around it. Is one of the practices if you are going to go out and hunt for nettle. This is the time of year to do it. It's an amazing springtime plant, and it is, like I said before, prolific in Marin County. One practice is to pick the third or fourth or even fifth plant that you see to ensure that there is plenty out there, and to kind of get a mind frame of that you're not just there to, I did use the word hunt and take, but it is more about developing a relationship with the plant, getting to know the plant, and a relationship with the natural world. And then the more that we get into that frame of mind, the more we love the world that we belong to, and the more we actually feel like we want to protect it. So there's a lot of things you could say about wildcrafting and why we love wildcrafting, and people over wildcraft all the time. And so it's always a great idea to learn, if you really love a plant, to learn how to garden it. And even if you don't have a garden, you can container garden a lot of plants. This is a plant that loves water, grows by water, and loves shade. It's a shade-loving plant. And once it does get established in your garden, if you have the right circumstances, it's strong and will spread. And it's like mint in that way. And so this is another way to if you have a love for a plant, just learn to grow it in your own yard. And again, the farmer's market in Marin sells this, so it's another easy way. And it is really fun to wildcraft out in the forest if you get a chance, and you have certain ethics that you develop around how you do it. It's really important. And you can also ask for permission from the plant and try to learn to listen if it feels right or not. And the more you practice that frame of mind, the easier it becomes, and it doesn't seem so woo-woo. It just seems more natural. So even if you come across the fifth nettle plant and you just get this feeling like it doesn't want to be picked, just trust that and walk on. So it's about relationship more than anything else. So let's talk about dessert. So a word about dessert. I'm going to make a honey nettle cake. So there is honey. There's also sugar, and most dessert has sugar. And sugar isn't healthy. That's why dessert is a once-in-a-while thing, because dogmatism isn't healthy either. And we love dessert for celebration. So trust your own body and what's going on, and somebody shouldn't partake in eating sugar, and you make your decision about your own self. But I do think dessert is fun and wonderful, and this dessert has this other healthy, amazing component to it, which of course is our nettle. All right, so let's talk about making nettle honey cake. So if you're not a baker, don't be intimidated, because most of this cake is just a basic cake, with the only differences being the honey and the nettle. And the process of getting the nettle ready is quick and easy. And so it's about 3 handfuls of nettle, which means you can eyeball that, or you can do it with a gloved hand, or you can wait until it's one day wilted and it's like has hardly any sting left at all. I mean, no sting unless I'm really crunching it. And so get about 3 handfuls of nettle in some water to simmer for about 3 or 4 minutes. That's it. And then you're going to drain that water. But please save the water, because you just make fresh nettle tea, which is incredible to drink. It's good to put on once it's cooled to water your plants with, but don't throw that down the drain. That's precious stuff. So that's what you want to get that's how you want to get your nettles ready, and throw them in the mixer, and you're going to mix it with your other wet ingredients. So you have your nettle ready, and you're going to mix it with a half a cup of butter and 3 eggs, and you're going to do a half a cup of honey. This happens to be from a beekeeper friend, which is ideal. And you're going to mix that in together, and you're gonna add your 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 cup of sugar, and a half a cup of flour. And you can do the gluten-free blends from whatever your favorite gluten-free blend is. This is just regular flour. And you just mix it until it's all blended together. And you can make cupcakes or put it in 2 circular cake pans at 300 degrees for about 30-35 minutes. Super easy. And what I did is I made a lavender buttercream frosting with lavender blossoms just to keep it in the whole plant theme. And I just decorated with calendula blossoms. So this is where you can just get creative in your baking and do it however you want. And so magically, the cake is done. And this is what this cake looked like. We can spit and show you. And let's cut it open and see what color it turned out to be. All right, so it looks a little bit, it reminds me of maybe zucchini bread a little bit. I also did a raspberry jam in the middle. That's just something I decided to do at the last minute for fun. And let's taste it. It's really good. Not too sweet. Yum. Enjoy.